here comes Sebastian Vettel on warmed up super softs, and here goes Vettel trying to have a look on the outside of Hamilton, and surely we'll just head to the outside here and easily get around him. He's on the softs, we're on fresh ultras, and yep, straight around the outside. But that's slow, that's off the racing line, and that is Lewis Hamilton out of the Australian Grand Prix. Unbelievable. Hello everyone, Chris Gaming here, and welcome back to F1 2018 Career Mode. We're back with round 2 at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Obviously after last time we had an alright result. We definitely could have done a lot more. We could have reached that podium in Australia. So, coming into Bahrain, should we maybe, just maybe, give it a shot? Who knows? But let's just start with qualifying. So, just going through all the laps in Q1, 2 and 3. Going across the line for our one and only lap in Q1. Going up to the line, and it's going to end up in P7. That was pretty good. Our lap in Q2. And we end up in P4. And then coming around the final corner, around the final corner for our one lap in Q3. Open the DRS. And it's P8 in the end. Not the best result we could hope for, but we're going to have to live with it.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today, with 15 corners and 2 DRS zones into turns 1 and turn 11. That should create some good passing opportunities. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Romain Grosjean, and Verstappen. The captain, Magnussen, Alonso, and Carlos Sainz. Hülkenberg, Vettel, Sergio Perez, and Ocon. Leclerc, Gasly, Marcus Ericsson, and Brendan Hartley. Sirotkin and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So we did see that Vettel had a grid place penalty that put him down to 12th place, which is about to make this race very interesting. Lights out, away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. The two Mercedes 1-2 on the start line. We're starting P7 alongside Magnussen, and behind Max Verstappen, I believe. Down towards turn 1, Magnussen got us off the line, but we're going to try and get him down the inside of turn 1 as Raikkonen there is also fighting the Haas. They're getting a bit rowdy at the beginning, and we're going side by side with Romain Grosjean fighting up now to turn 4, and now Bottas under pressure from the Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo, really trying to apply the pressure as we get down the inside of Magnussen into what will be P4 in this race. And there's carbon fibre. Someone had a crash back there. Someone has definitely lost some front wing back there. No idea who it is, as Bottas has held off Ricciardo, and we are going to try maybe and hang on to the back of them, see what we can do. But I doubt that on raw pace we're going to be able to keep up with these guys. So, midway through lap 1, it is Hamilton. Oh, sorry, it's Bottas, Hamilton, Ricciardo. My apologies. Hamilton following his teammate right now. As they come down the pit straight, with the DRS is now active. And he's going to try and overtake Valtteri Bottas. Here we go, but Hamilton going for his first attempt to overtake Valtteri side by side into turn 1. The Mercedes fight in the desert once again, but Bottas holds his own so far and does hold off Lewis Hamilton for the time being. And moving on now to the end of lap 3 onto lap 4, we've got Magnussen behind us, and that car is no slouch in a straight line, and he will be looking to maybe try one way or the other into turn 1, going round the outside. Can he try and make it stick? We're going to hold our line down the inside. hang him out to dry and leave him in the path of a very hungry Max Verstappen. But I've got to tell you, someone who currently isn't in the fight at all is Raikkonen. He's dropped off the face of the earth. I have no idea where he is. There he is, just in the background, fighting with the other Haas of Grosjean, I think. I don't know who's who, actually, at this point. Yeah, that's definitely Magnussen there, fighting with Verstappen. But we get past him, Verstappen behind, Ricciardo in front. It's the Red Bull sandwich, but that did buy us a good bit of time to try and build a bit of a gap. And on to lap 6 now. We're currently running in P3, and we're going to come in for our first pit stop of the day. I believe Verstappen or Ricciardo, maybe both of them, have already been into the pit lane. Bottas has just come in now. There he is. We're going to get past him momentarily. Down the pit lane. Come on, come on. There's the box. It's got to be a good exit. It's all right. A little bit slow, but lots of cars this race did not make their pit stops until a lot later in the race. And there is Grosjean. And there's Verstappen. And are we about to lose out to him? Yes, we are. That is not good. Not good. We did not need to be behind the Red Bull. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? But I'm not going to lose hope, because, as I mentioned just a second ago, with the cars on longer stints with the harder tyres, they're going to start to hold up these top runners as Verstappen goes on the attack of Sergei Sorokin, and he's actually having to fight with him, and that is going to hold these guys up as Sorokin's still trying to fight into the S's and eventually gets hang out to dry, and we just try and pick up the pieces now. We're going to want to get past him as fast as possible to try and overtake Verstappen, and we've already got him into the hairpin. Now coming down to turn 10, we're right on the tail of Verstappen. We're going to be picking up the DRS here, going very late into braking, as Ericsson is pretty much making a train here, including Valtteri Bottas. Can we maybe even think about making it past Verstappen here? Not quite. We're not going to have the overspeed. So going into the left right now. Very fast section of the track this. And if you've got the balls and the speed, you can very easily overtake a car here. And it can very easily go wrong. But we're going to stick behind Verstappen for now, and Bottas also getting held behind Ericsson. This is surely going to be it. Into hot lap mode on the ERS. We're going to be giving it everything we got to try and get past these guys and park the bus. Down towards the final corner, and we get back past Verstappen. That puts us net P4 now, as Bottas is going to have to overtake Ericsson right now, or he's going to be in big trouble the rest of this race. But I think it may even be too late, because here we come to try and overtake both of them into turn 1. Down the inside of Ericsson and Bottas, and I'll tell you what, we've got the move done, as Bottas looks like he clipped Verstappen there. It's chaos right now, but the net result is we're into pretty much P3 in this race. As Ricciardo now is trying to go on the attack of the other Sauber of Charles Leclerc, and now we dive it up the inside of the Red Bull and get ourselves net P2. Awesome result so far. And it's just getting better and better. And even Hamilton is only just up the road. But I imagine that he has cleared most of this traffic and he'll have a clear track as Ricciardo tries to fight back. But we're going to hold our line, going wide on the exit. And there we go. We hold our line for net P2. And this is getting chaotic. So down on lap 10 now. We're going to need to clear these guys as fast as possible and get the gap now to the cars behind. Get as many cars between us as possible. And see what we can do from there. We're going a bit wide in the dirty area of Leclerc. We're going to dive it up the inside and we get the move done. And we put Leclerc ahead of Ricciardo, which is exactly what we needed to do. And now following Perez down towards the end of lap 10, final corner. I hope we get a good exit here. Yes, we do. We'll have the DRS and we should just be able to overtake the Force India. As slippery it is in a straight line, it's not quite enough. And a car is out of this race at the second to last corner, just out of it. But we're still going to focus on our fight for a second. Down the inside of Perez. We can't go in contact into turn 1. And it's Raikkonen out of the race. The Australian Grand Prix winner is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And, well, it's already been a torrid race for Kimi. I don't know if you already had a car problem, but I mean, coming down to the final few corners, he's stuck behind a Toro Rosso and a Williams, which just sums up his race. And right at the moment where Vettel's engine went in 2016, his engine decides, you know what, I've had enough, I'm going home for an early break. Now moving on to lap 12, we've ended up behind the other Force India of Esteban Ocon. And so we want to get back past him relatively quickly to make sure we clear the traffic. He's been doing a very long stint on the soft tyres. And we're going to want to be past him as quickly as possible. But as said, Force India, very slippery, very fast in a straight line. And it's not proved easy right now as we've still been following him. But down to the second to last corner, we're going to try and dive to the inside. And that was a horrid mistake because now he's going to have DRS down the pit straight. So we've got to hope that now we can stay ahead. But down the back straight, we're trying to create as big as a gap as possible. We'll try and get the best exit. But we've just got to hope and pray, to be honest. As here we go down the pit straight. Here comes Ocon. He's going to have the DRS and it's not going to be enough. That's it. He's going to re-overtake us. Here he comes, Pink Panther. And there he goes. We're not even close to the end of the pit straight and he's already got us. We're going to try and have a look back on the outside. Ocon is actually doing a good job of holding us up and Ricciardo is still behind Perez, but we definitely don't want to get held up behind him for too long. Coming down towards turn 4. Trying to maybe set up a move through the S's or into the hairpin just as soon as possible to get past Ocon. Because he's just pretty much providing us with a bunch of dirty air and ruining this stint as we get very close to the S's. Just like we did to Sorokin. Can we dive up the inside of him? Yes, we can. Hang him out to dry and make sure that this time it's over. But we had a big slide on the exit. We're going to want to make sure we hold our line into the turn 10 hairpin. Down through the left-hander. It looks relatively clean about on the curve. But that is it. And Ocon is finally behind us and it's over with the Frenchman. So on to lap 19, which is when we made our first pit stop. Hamilton's already been in for his stop. A bit slow from the McLaren mechanics there, it's got to be said. They seemed a bit sluggish there. But never mind, we've got to focus. Because we definitely need to watch where Ricciardo is. Watch that top left. It's still Magnussen. It's now Bottas. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Ricciardo hadn't made his stop yet, but we have got back out ahead of Bottas. Ricciardo still has not made his pit stop, so we're going to want to make sure we try everything we can to get back past him. And what happened? Well, here we go. Because on lap 20, there he is. That is not what we needed to see. The Red Bull is back ahead of us, and this time there's no slow cars on old strategies. This time we're going to have to make this move on track. But we are within very close range, and on that same lap, going down to the final corner, we're going to try everything we can now into a high enough ERS mode in Rich Mix. We're going to try everything, following the Red Bull of Ricciardo down the pit straight. Come on, give it everything. And it's going to just about get ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. We now have to save as much fuel as possible. We were just using all of the resources possible to get back past these two, and it was nerve-wracking to the end because I didn't know if I'd actually have enough in save when something like this happened, because here comes Ricciardo. And no, he's trying around the outside. Hopefully, though, I can push him back into Valtteri Bottas, and those two can start a fight. And that's all I could hope for, to be honest, that those two started fighting and going back and forth through the rest of the race to give me some breathing room. And that's what happened. Finally, Vettel actually got involved and has a fantastic finish in P3 after starting P12. But us, we're going to come home and take McLaren's first podium since Australia 2014. What a result.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them is losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Sebastian Vettel takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'm going to go for Sebastian Vettel. People have suggested before that he can't race wheel to wheel, but as he showed today, it's nonsense.
And I couldn't agree more with Anthony Davidson, so I want to watch a few highlights from Sebastian Vettel's race because he definitely did not have it all his own way. Expert camera work from me here, but Vettel ended up having a bit of a fight with Raikkonen, who I believe was the person we saw with the carbon fibre flying off in the early stint, which is what made him drop down so far, and then he kind of had a Bottas effect like he had in Australia. And by that point, Vettel's finally got past Raikkonen. Not about holding up a ton, and Raikkonen, even here, coming down towards turn 4, trying to get back past Vettel. He was not helpful, and really holding up the Ferrari as much as he could. And you've got to wonder, is Maurizio going to have anything to say against that? And then, I mean, it was just a slow walk through the field, as he eventually getting past Kevin Magnussen, having a good old duel with him, though. Trying to go side by side through the S's. Magnussen definitely not trying to hold his position. He has every right to. And yeah, he just kept carving his way through the field more and more until eventually he got to those final few laps and he was on the back of the squabbling Ricciardo and Bottas and us just up a little bit up the road. And here comes Vettel right on their tails and he's just going to catch them while they're fighting. DRS for Ricciardo? Yeah, Ricciardo. And Bottas the one without DRS, and that's it. Vettel just says, thank you very much. I'll take P3 from you lot. Ta-ta for now. Just fantastic, perfect race for the Ferrari that puts him in the lead of this championship.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy.
Yeah, it was an amazing performance. There was, unlike Australia, there was nothing more that I could have done. It was absolutely bang on.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
I decided to give this one to the chassis department, considering that their morale was down after what I said in Australia, so I would put it back up here.
Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy.
Yep, it was a pretty good strategy, I think. We just stuck to a two-stop, stuck to our guns, and got it well.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
Now, when I said I'm not sure what happened, to be honest, I didn't think that would affect anything. It would just be like a general thing, but no, that reduced my reputation with McLaren, but fair enough. We've got it more than high enough after that. First podium, I said, since 2014. And what a time to get it at the partnership of McLaren and Renault. It is clear that now it's game on for the rest of the season, especially with some new parts coming in China. So thank you all very much for watching this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I will speak to you in the next video. Take care, guys, and goodbye.